Hey guys, welcome back to Mama Dubay. I'm Shelby and I make videos all about motherhood. I am a stay-at-home mom with a 2.5-year-old little boy, and I am 36 weeks pregnant with baby girl, and we are in her nursery. Recently I uploaded the nursery reveal, so if you're interested in that, please go check it out. I will link it below and it'll probably pop up right here or right here, not sure which side. My toddler right now is downstairs watching TV. I'm sure he will notice that I'm gone soon, but I wanted to try to get through my 36-week pregnancy update and tell you all about the appointment so that you have a little bit of an update to my last pregnancy update where I was talking about how I might have a condition called Polyhydramnios. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over basically like some symptoms that I'm having and how the growth scan and how that appointment went on Monday, and I'll be filling you in on all of that. So let's go ahead and get into today's video.
Are you actually pregnant?
I can be sad with you. Just take my hand and fly out through the dreams where the skies are so clear.
Just took a pregnancy test. I feel like I can already see the
I
line.
wanna stay with you.
So I'm going to be looking at my phone because this is where my notes are. So at my most recent appointment, it was my 36-week appointment, and at this appointment we did a growth scan where they checked out the baby again, and I'll upload some pictures in here so that you can see the ones that we got. Again, not the best pictures. It's hard to get good pictures at this gestation anyway. But so we did the growth ultrasound, checked the fluid levels in there, and then I had to do the Group B Strep test, I think that's what it's called. And my husband came to the appointment, so he was in the room for that, which was fine. I mean, whatever. But if you know, you know, that's not a fun appointment. Okay, so let's start with how the ultrasound went. That was the first thing we did. We got there and we did the ultrasound first. So I was excited to see baby, and at the appointment we found out that she is in the 71st percentile. Lucas was always measuring in like the 90th to 99th percentile, so it's kind of cool to think that maybe I'll have like a normal-ish size baby this time. I love my son and he was adorable when he was born, but I have to say it felt like I gave birth to a toddler. He was huge. His foot wouldn't even fit on the little thing where they stamp their foot. They had to do it at an angle so that his foot would fit on there properly. Anyway, so yeah, so she's in the 71st percentile. Her heart rate was around 168 beats per minute, and the fluid level was about 20 centimeters. So apparently 20 centimeters is still pretty high, but it's not polyhydramnios high. So it's not at the point of being super risky or anything like that. It could change in the next couple of weeks, so my doctor wants to do another growth and fluid check at my 38-week appointment. How I feel about all of that is basically, of course, I am glad that we aren't in a high-risk situation and all of that, but I will be honest and say I'm slightly disappointed that we don't get to meet baby girl earlier at this point. I have enjoyed this pregnancy. It's been a great pregnancy, but I'm done. I just want to be done with the pregnancy. And if you're a mom who's been pregnant before, I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to complain. It's more just, I'm done. It's the middle of summer and I'm tired and uncomfortable, and I have a 2.5-year-old that I need to run around after. So I'm just ready to not be physically so uncomfortable anymore and just move past this stage. But the doctor did say, since we are doing the ultrasound again in 2 weeks at my 38-week appointment, it's in the afternoon, and he actually asked me not to eat lunch because it's possible that my fluid levels could rise, and if they do, he would be doing the C-section that day. So my appointment's at like 2 o'clock or something, so it'd be an afternoon, and we just need to be prepared for anything at that point. So possibly having her at that gestation at 38 weeks, and if not, it's 1 more week until what we have already scheduled for the C-section. Another interesting thing is that my doctor that is doing the C-section, is going to be out of town basically my entire 37th week. So this next week I'll be seeing my other doctor, and that one should just be like a quick checkup where they just check on the baby and everything. But if I were to go into labor during that week, she would be who I would hope to have do my C-section. Another thing that we asked about is what the scar would, like how the scar would change. So I had a C-section with my first, and I'm having another one. So I was wondering, am I going to have multiple scars or what? And he said that he is going to basically make a new scar, but it'll be so that you only see one. So I think he's basically going to cut around that scar and then just stitch me up in a way that it's not that old scar healing for a second time. We also asked about visitors, and the doctor said that policy is kind of back to how it was before COVID. So we are allowed to have visitors, and the only thing is that kids are not allowed except for siblings. So Lucas will be allowed to come, but none of the cousins, which I'm okay with. In the hospital, I'll probably be a little bit more nervous anyway, so I would probably feel more comfortable if only Lucas is allowed to come. And honestly, I think the way I feel about having visitors anyway, last time on the day of my C-section, I was very nauseous. I was sick basically from the surgery time until like hours later, at least 6 to 8 hours later. I was still getting sick. I was still throwing up. And so that wasn't fun, like feeling like I needed to throw up and having people there. So if anything, I might just plan on only having my mom, if she is in town, coming by. And if I'm feeling well enough, maybe Lucas will come meet the baby. And if not, then the next day will be when I allow visitors to come and see us. So I'm not gonna lie, I am a little bit stressed out at this stage. I was, like I said, a little bit disappointed that baby wasn't coming a little bit earlier. Not that I wanted anything to be wrong. I just, like I said, I'm ready to not be pregnant anymore, and I'm ready to move on to that next stage. And yeah, I feel like Lucas is being very loving, and at the same time more needy than usual. He is definitely requiring my constant attention, like the fact that he hasn't come upstairs because he's noticed that I'm not down there anymore. He's got a movie on, he's got a snack, he's okay, I promise. And I could hear him if he needed me. But the fact that he hasn't come looking for me is amazing. I was on the phone with my grandmother actually this morning, and we were on the phone for a while because we hadn't talked in a while, and I mean, just like he would throw a toy underneath something that he couldn't reach just so that he could complain to me about me getting it. Just, little things like that. Like, he's really requiring constant attention. But at the same time, like I said, he's been all about like laying his little head on the bump. I'll put some pictures in here. I've shared them on my Instagram story. So if you would like to follow me on Instagram, check in the description box. The link to my Instagram is there. But yeah, he's been extra snuggly, and I've been trying really hard to like soak that in, because I know he's only going to be an only child for a couple more weeks. But it's also really hard at the same time, Mom guilt sets in every single day, and I end up wanting to do something specifically for him, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing, but anyway. If you have any advice to help me through this transition from 1 to 2, it would mean a lot. So leave a comment down below in the comment section. I'm also sleeping really crappy lately. It's just, I can't get comfortable. I have been having heartburn like every night, regardless of what I eat. And Tums really don't help that much. So I don't know. I think maybe she's just finally getting hair, which is a good thing. And, or it's just, I'm just super pregnant. So, and I have been having some contractions. My doctor actually offered to do a cervical check when I was there for my last appointment, and I denied it just because at 36 weeks, I just didn't think it was necessary. I am curious to know like where I'm at as far as dilation goes, but I'm planning on having a C-section too, so like I know it could mean something, but it also doesn't always mean anything. So I just told him no, not this time, and maybe at the 38-week appointment, maybe I'll want him to check then, but he said if I've been having contractions, it could mean that things are changing. So, and I have been having occasional contractions. Some are kind of painful, but there's nothing consistent about them whatsoever. I usually get a few in the evening or around dinner time when I'm on my feet a lot more. In the morning, I feel like I have more energy to do things. Like I took Lucas to the pool this week. I took him to the splash pad, and I don't think I had any contractions during those outings. It's just more like in the afternoon when I really am exhausted and need more rest, but I have to make dinner. I try to pick up the house pretty well before my husband gets home from work, and things like that. So yeah, I think that's just the hardest part of the day for me. As far as food goes, I'm really not having that many cravings. The only thing is really watermelon. I am, like, we had a huge watermelon that I cut earlier this week, and I have basically eaten the whole thing with my son. So he's eaten some of it, but yeah, I'm loving watermelon lately, so I'll probably have another one on tomorrow's grocery order. But other than that, I haven't been very hungry. It doesn't take a lot for me to feel extremely full. So yeah. As far as weight gain goes, I have gained about 35 pounds. I'm not positive because I don't remember what my starting weight actually was, but I know I gained a little more than 40 pounds, I think, with Lucas. But after delivery, like, I was already down about 20 pounds. He was 10 and I had extra fluid. So anyway, losing the weight after wasn't a big deal. I think it helped with breastfeeding and the fact that, yeah, a lot of the weight that I was carrying was from fluid and from my son. So I'm kind of assuming the same with the fluid levels being high, that it will probably be something like that as well. I'm not worried about it. And honestly, I think that is all I have for today's video. So I just really wanted to make sure that you guys had an update and knew what the results were from the growth scan in response to my last video all about how I was concerned about polyhydramnios and how my doctor was worried about it. So, you know, I'm not completely out of the woods yet for it, and that's okay. I mean, we are approaching the end. I just don't want to be in a risky situation if my water does break. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please hit that like button, and if you're not already, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you as part of my community here. And I have a few videos that are coming out shortly after this one, so make sure that you are subscribed so that you don't miss out on those. I've got my hospital bag video. Stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys in the next one.